Welcome to the Buy Box Bandits podcast.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Buy Box Bandits podcast. Today, we got our guys Taylor and Avery here for the official 2023 Miami Sellers Conference recap. So, as well as anyone interested in potentially looking to attend next year, the link's in the description, as well as the Seller Amp link for make sure you guys get a free trial if you haven't already on the sponsor right there. But Avery, you want to tell us what Miami Sellers Conference is, and then we'll kind of dive into the great experience we all had this past year, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Miami Sellers Conference is basically where the top Amazon sellers come together. We have multiple multi-millionaires. I don't know if multi-millionaires, but definitely millionaires in the room that everyone can meet. And really, that's like the value of these meetups. You get to see them talk. You get to have drinks with them. And so we do this once a year in the beautiful city of Miami. We go out, we party, we have fun. You don't have to drink if you don't want to, but it's a hell of a time. So
yeah, I'd say like the biggest, like it's kind of, this is like 2 days this year, right? So as we all got together, basically, like how many people?
Basically 3 days, because Friday night was a free
Friday
day.
night,
Networking.
Saturday, all day Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we hung out on Wednesday too, right? Or Thursday or something like that.
We basically made it like a 5-day event for us, which is why I crashed so hard the week after. But yeah, I mean, it's basically like prepare yourself for a 3-day event from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're gonna have some more stuff on Friday. We're thinking about doing a half-day Friday. We're gonna poll people and see if people want to do an event on Friday, so we could make it 2 days in a venue, or at least a day and a half in a venue. And then I do like having Sunday as like a free day, like a networking day. So,
I thought the thing at the bar the first night was really fun. That was probably my favorite part, I would say.
We had a lot of people say that was their favorite part.
yeah.
Oh, the Mexican place?
The Friday night networking, yeah.
That food was so expentive. Gosh.
I thought the yacht was a
lot
good vibe too, though.
Dude, people kept buying me drinks like crazy. Like
Yeah. Dude, I got 1 hour of sleep that night.
But anyways, to kind of get it started, right? So some of our viewers have probably actually been through all 3 years. So to kind of get us started, talk us through the progression of where it started, right? And how it's developed into the hundreds of people that are coming now this past year.
I'll let Taylor take that one.
Dude, Avery and I were literally in the sketchy Airbnb in Overtown. And we're like, yo, do you think we could do an event? And both of us were like, I don't know if anyone's going to show up, And we just started putting it together piece by piece. Like neither of us, I mean, hadn't ran an event before that. So I don't think either of us really knew what we were doing. And then it gained traction, man. We had like the first year, 35, 40 people.
It was small, but it was,
I feel like it was like 60 people total in the room.
Yeah.
But 40 attendees, yeah. And it's grown ever since. So
that was that 2021 was the first year. And then how many people last year? And then how many people this year? Like a week ago.
We had right around 100 bodies in the room last year. And then this year we had like 160.
Yeah, this year was so popping, like so popping.
And everyone this year paid twice as much as they paid last year and 3 times as much as they paid the first year. Yeah. So like the quality of person at this event, like there was so many people I talked to and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like in sales. They're like, yeah, I'm at $250,000. I started 18 months ago. And I'm like, good shit. Like there was a lot of that. So
for someone who hasn't been to any of the 3 events yet, what do you think is the biggest tangible value add that they can take from it by attending an event?
I think there's 2 things. I think number one, seeing that people are just regular people. Like this is a weird thing, but like getting to meet Miles in the flesh and actually realizing he's just like a regular human being, like seeing Amazon Lit walk out of the bathroom, realizing he just took a shit, like realizing these people are actually just people. I feel like that's a mental breakthrough. And then number 2, obviously like making connections with them. Like me and Reezy message a lot about like YouTube ideas and stuff. And the only reason why I'm able to message him is because I met him at an event like this years ago. And so he knows that I'm not just some weirdo on the internet, in the DMs. And we've actually like exchanged conversation, looked each other in the eye, and being in like close proximity to $10 million sellers, to people who have 400,000 plus on YouTube, like literal social media geniuses. Like Austin is fucking incredible. Like being able to meet people like that, and like some people you'll really get along with. You're like, this is my type of person. Like it'll instantly connect. And other people, you're like, I hate this person. I don't want to be with, like, I don't want to get to know them more. Like we're never going to do good business because I don't agree with like the type of person that they are, you know? And like, you'll figure out who you like and who you don't. And who knows, like maybe somebody like Scott Needham will really take a liking to you, and they'll see like a younger version of themselves in you.
And most people have no one like that they could talk to in the Amazon world. Partially because they don't choose to, they don't, do their thing online and everything, but like it forces you to in person. And that like very rarely something like that did you see someone just like sitting by themselves, like involuntarily.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
You get to see so many sides of people too, like at parties and like, just out and about, how people present themselves, how people talk, how people like make eye contact. Like Taylor literally did a flip off of these stairs, and then Reezy like had so much respect for him. And it's like, this isn't logical. Taylor does a flip and now Reezy's impressed. And now Reezy likes Taylor. Like
He wants to try it on a skateboard now.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is, right, like we're all used to kind of talking in front of a camera, right? And whether or not there's some sort of like, social media personality that goes up as like that sort of professionalism, when we're just chilling in a bar getting drinks, like that's as authentic as we will ever get.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think
right.
Dream really real. Like when you watch content, there's some people there that maybe are only doing like or just getting started. And I think that watching a video on the internet, it can be really hard to like see yourself as actually doing that yourself. And you come to an event and like Avery said, you shake these people's hands and you get to meet them and you're like, holy crap, like it's way more of an emotional experience. Like I could totally do this myself,
Yeah.
I mean, and one of the other biggest value adds I think from an attendee is like, obviously they're asking questions in DMs and stuff, and we all get a lot of DM questions, but that's a way to sort of differentiate, right? If I just had a 30-minute conversation with someone at a bar in Miami, right? If I ever see their name pop up again, I feel like I'm just that much more inclined to provide a thoughtful answer, to give them the time that they need, they want to answer their question and really help them out and grow.
Because they're so much more committed because you see depth to them because they showed up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Avery, do you want to run through all the speakers or like a good amount of the speakers basically so people can get a sense of just some other great people to go follow in the Amazon space?
Yeah. So starting out, we had Taylor, myself, and then we went to Amazon Lit. They do millions a month in wholesale. And we had Billy Flips shortly after that. He cracked 1.1 mil in online sales last year. After Billy, who'd we have? I'm going to mix this up. Chris Grant.
There's someone else after Chris Grant, I think.
Yeah, I just go through. We had Chris Grant.
I think it was Michaela.
No, Michaela.
No, Michaela was later in the day.
We had Chris Grant. We had Michaela. She does like what? 150K
a lot.
Something like that. Yeah.
And she just started. She
BBB episodes with her.
Decided not to go to medical school to pursue Amazon. We had the buy box bandits, except for Danny. Where the fuck were you, Danny? We had we had a ton of people in the room too. Like I can keep naming these, but we had Mundo de Amazon. He was in the back.
Yeah. Oh, we got to do another one with him where
Garrett Carter Maxwell standing in the back. We had in the front row, we had Fast Track FBA. I mean, we had so many
Jeff,
people, like you said,
Jeff Cavalier, Dan's warehouse partner. He's doing over 10 million a year.
The DJ's brother was doing 10 mil a year. And I'm just like, it's just like people are popping up out of nowhere. Like, we had a ton of OA sellers this year with Soros. And then we had social media guys. So we had Reezy Resells and we had Austin Hustles. Austin Hustles, I mark my words, I bet he'll be at 150,000 on Instagram by next Miami event.
Yeah.
He's at 65K now.
I've known him. He's great.
Yeah. He said,
what do you think, given this most recent experience, is there anything that you absolutely would have done different if you could do it over again?
Of course. I mean, we're going to have like quite a few things.
I think people definitely want the main event prolonged over 2 days, because
Yeah.
there's something this afternoon at like 2 p.m. because it's so much information and stories and it's a lot. So I think around 2 p.m. I think next year we should break and go into Q&A or panels like we did the second year. Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, we did a lot of that last year. We did a lot of the panel stuff. I mean, every year we'll kind of go back and forth, but yeah, I agree. We got a lot of that feedback. What else? I mean, we got the reverse feedback this year about the after party. People were like, there's a few people that were like, there's no way I'm going to drink $200 in alcohol or I don't drink. And I'm like, guys, you're not paying for drinks. You're paying for access to millionaires. Like, get this
in
straight.
an authentic environment that, you know what I'm saying? That
Yeah, in an energetic environment. So you missed last year, Garrett, and you were there the first year. But last year, the feedback we got was after party was too low energy. And we had a private venue.
It was private. Yeah.
We had a private venue. We had a private bartender. And this is what everyone this year was saying. Like, I would rather it be in a private venue with the bartender. Like, well, guys, we had that last year. And I think objectively, I think it's much better to have it in an energetic environment near the river. You can smell the salt water. So yeah. But in terms of things different, yeah, I think I'm thinking maybe like a half day Friday or maybe even a full day. I still want to have a fun event on Sunday. I'm not going to say Sunday's going to be a conference day, but
God bless.
Maybe not the yacht, but something on Sunday. Just network.
What was the feedback you got from the yacht?
You said what?
What was the feedback you got from the yacht?
A lot of people loved it who went. Everyone loved it. Like, the energy getting off the yacht was amazing. But then people who didn't go on the yacht were like, you know, obviously their opinion doesn't matter as much, but they would rather just have like a networking day that was much cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, like one set costs and then no yacht, 2 days of speakers with a lot more Q&A and breaks so people can get to know each other more. Because if you met someone at 3:00 on Saturday and you weren't going to the after party and they weren't going to the yacht, that was your last chance to hang out with them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So Sunday's going to be a fun networking day, I think. And then I think Friday we might add some more content. But
yeah, Friday was awesome. Yeah, the Friday format's great. We did that 2 years ago, so much smaller though. Remember that Chinese place we went to 2 nights in a row? The Chinese place.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
We weren't
That was
there.
right across from the venue. That was super low key. That was just with the unemployment club.
Yeah. And we had this year we had the Airbnb where we had 4 guys in one room.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I don't know. Dude, I like that vibe though, like in a weird way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It's like
not
mansion was
that
cool.
part, but like more so just like how everyone was living at that one house was a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this mansion on South Beach.
How last
you
minute
guys-
did you book that?
We didn't book it super last minute.
The one in Wynwood we did, and you guys got lucky because that place was sketch. We had cops pull things out at 3 morning Friday night.
Jeez.
Dude,
Yeah,
my favorite
shout out,
my favorite part of these events is just being in the hot tub and just chilling and having like the after talk of like everything. That's my favorite part. So I think we're gonna go harder on the Airbnbs next time around. Like, we're gonna make sure we can facilitate that again. And if you guys are attendees, try to finesse your way to Airbnb. You got to work for it. You got to know somebody to get in, or you can pay $1,000 and hang out with us for the weekend. But we only sell like a couple spots, so they sell like.
Who was it? Victor and Carr.
Victor copped a spot.
Shout out Victor and Carr. Those are the goats.
Yeah,
Mansion was
they were
awesome.
smart. And I was like looking at them. I'm like, you guys got so much value because they were like surrounded by like all the speakers at one point.
Yeah, I think it was only speakers because Dave and Matthew, Michaela, Kate. Us,
Yeah. Basically, and then like a few people, like, I mean, Michaela wasn't a speaker. Aliza.
Oh, Eliza, she stayed there?
No, but she finessed her way in.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we needed some female energy in there.
Got Jimmy.
The mansion was awesome. One night I was just casually out up until like 4 a.m. playing Uno with Reezy. Like, the mansion was sick. And
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, Carr and Victor, they probably got the
That was
most
a
bang for
really
the buck
good
out of-
setup. The speaker Airbnb, that was a really, really
I
good.
think it provides a lot of value for the speakers too. I think it gives them a reason to come through.
Would you be able to get like a block of hotel rooms for attendees set up? Because I feel like that would be a pretty good value add.
Yeah, we could. We actually were talking about that this year. But yeah, we'll probably do something like that next year. We need to find a bigger venue though.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing about a block of rooms is the hotel makes you pay for them in advance, and if you don't well in them, we
I
still
wouldn't
have.
worry about that. That'll be no problem. With how many people come last minute and stuff, like, you know, because like you
There
could
was
always promo it much harder than you did too, if you had to, you know.
it was funny. There ended up being like a secondary market for the tickets. There was people like anyone selling your Miami conference
Yeah.
ticket.
Really?
Of
I know
course.
that.
Yeah, because this year's venue, I feel like, was the perfect size, but anything more would have been too, like, you couldn't fit that many more heads in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
Well, I think the ability to like say that it's sold out, right? Or 5 tickets left and 10 tickets left and actually mean it, right?
Mhm.
That adds some like excitement and some energy. Because
Right.
again, like we were seeing tweets a couple of days before, like, oh, I'm trying to go to this event. Anyone selling their ticket? Anyone can't go? Let me know. And that's like a cool thing.
Yeah. From our survey results, most of the people, obviously, they either came from me and Taylor. Most of the people came from me or Taylor, but there was a lot, like the second most people came from Miles and Warner.
Wow.
So
BBB.
yeah.
Cool.
Well, I mean, the awesome thing about something like this is it sort of like markets itself, right? Once it
Yeah.
gets out into the community, people start talking, oh, you going to the Miami event? Oh, I'm going. You should get a ticket, right? Like
Word of
in
mouth.
daily conversation, if one person's going, that starts to like spider web out into like different friend groups and cliques and communities and stuff like that.
Yep. Yep. And I think like even for like the speakers, like I don't think it's a drag for them to come because like, I mean, look at Dan. Dan had so much fun like going out, you know, not to say what he was doing, but he had a lot of fun having that Lambo, whipping it around. I think it's like just a good time for the Amazon community to come together, you know, and we don't have like an agenda. Like we're inviting people who are arguably like competing against each other. You know?
Interesting.
Like,
yeah.
and so it's like it's kind of like a free for all, and it you know, it's not like we're trying to hypnotize anybody to do one thing, you know. And so there's a lot of freedom involved in that sense, and there's a lot of conflicting ideas too. Like a lot of the speakers every year they're starting to contradict each other a little bit, and I love it.
That's
because
good.
it just it shows there's like different thought processes when it comes to scaling an Amazon business.
And there's just so many ways to win, which is obviously awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also shows the demographic shifts, and that like there was very little arbitrage the first year, and this year it's like all arbitrage. It shows the shifts. Wait, yeah, because chlorine. Chlorine. Yeah, okay, so that was like right when arbitrage started getting big, like COVID, chlorine, and everything.
Yeah,
it's huge. It didn't used to be.
Before chlorine, it was really the pools in 2020 where I feel like that.
Yeah.
I 15, 20 people message me after 2020 and say, yo, I got in on the pools and now I can't find anything.
Well, yeah, because they never learned like the fundamentals. Yeah. Like,
Was the first year was after pools, but before chlorine?
Right after chlorine. It was right after chlorine.
The first year?
Yeah, because that was chlorine was May, June, July 2021. The first year was August 2021. Yeah.
Man, imagine just going back in time, like knowing what was about to happen.
Move to Florida, or move to California.
Those tubs are going for. I was at Costco the other day, and those tubs are $180 now for chlorine tablets.
Are they the same size though? Like same quantity?
Yeah, I think they're the same thing.
And they
Crazy.
used to be like 500.
Well, no. They were selling for $99 at the time.
Oh, they raised the retail.
Yeah. Retail's up like 80% now.
I'd be curious if the quantity is the same.
They probably lowered it too.
Oh, it's like all like the chip bags. The bags get bigger, but you end up there's more air in the bag.
Yo, so I remember. So Avery and I were in. Where were we? I think we were in Florida. Jay Carter was like, yo, they're everywhere in LA. So I flew out to LA.
And then your girlfriend broke up with you.
And then I 6 a.m. I get a FaceTime from my girlfriend. She breaks up with me. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I get the rental car and I was like, let's do it. Dude, I went to 8 Costco's and I didn't find a damn thing.
You flew all the way to LA and didn't find one chlorine.
You know that story. Yeah. You know that.
Yeah, nothing. I went and sourced toys instead.
Shout out Jake. He probably took advantage of that chlorine kick.
That
chlorine
was
wave
the-
more
that-
than-
So Jake took advantage of it, and then I basically like was selling as much as he was, but I was selling them when the price dropped to like 230.
Yeah.
So I was making like a third of what Jake was, because
And
Jake was selling for like 300 a pop.
he had a crazy system going.
remember,
Dude, I was on the couch for like 6 weeks just texting everyone. Like I was flying people out to different places.
because remember that like 7-foot guy was beefing with me because Ari,
Jason.
yeah,
7-foot Jason.
yeah. Walk through that, how that whole thing looked like. So there was these chlorine items in Costco and like other places like that. They were like crazy profitable, and Avery didn't want to do the work himself. So you were coordinating people to go get them.
I had 30 people that I had to pay whatever the $600 plus taxes on. I had 30 people that I had going out running for me, like girls that I used to talk to. I would have fly out like from the salsa scene. Like I had people all over the place. I hired some dude from Craigslist in Dallas, Texas. And okay, this is a funny story. I don't know if you know this one. This dude went in. I told him, he was like, "What am I doing?" I'm like, "Go get a Costco membership." So he gets a Costco membership, and he's like, "Now what?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna Cash App you 300, buy 3 tubs of this." And he did. He sent me a picture. He sent me the receipt. I was like, "Go back in one more time, and I'm missing you 300 more." So I sent him 300 more, and I never hear from the guy again. He just ghosted me. So I know he returned the 3. He got a free Costco membership. He got $600 in cash, and then just bounced. It was really stupid of me to trust him. But I had a picture of his Costco ID, and so I thought I was safe. But the picture of the Costco ID I can't do shit with, so I didn't even like try to file a police report. I was just focused
Yeah, who
on
cares? Just
the
go
rest.
buy more chlorine. Yeah, just
Yeah.
go. Like,
So then
any inconvenience in life that's sub $100, do not deal with, and simply go buy more product.
I mean, that was $600 problem. I'm still not going to deal with it because it's just like, it's just going to take like a couple weeks to resolve. Like, it's just way too much work. But the $6,000 inventory that Jason held ransom. So similar situation, but I was dealing with this idiot in, was it Portland, Oregon?
No, I think he was in Washington because
No, Seattle.
I heard Washington. Yeah.
Seattle. He was in Seattle. And so this idiot he just like was an idiot. Like for 4 days he like ghosted me on accident just because he was high, like smoking weed or some shit. And he was genuinely like just a lazy person and just forgot to message me. So I just exposed him on social media. I'm like, this guy is not responding to me. He's holding my inventory ransom. And then so everyone just goes to the picture and starts commenting on it. Well, his basketball coach is tagged. And if you're tagged in someone's post, you get notified every time someone comments. So there's like 30 plus comments. Shout out Miles and a few other people. Your ex-girlfriend Taylor hopped in and was like, give Romer his inventory back. And like everyone was messaging. And then he got into it with a few people. Like Miles is like one of the ones he really got into it with. Like, I don't know, like he was like, "Miles, you look like a dork" or something. And then like,
yeah, and
Miles,
he was like 7 foot and not in the NBA. Like that's
yeah.
he's like,
Yeah. And Miles was like hitting his ego. And then the guy who introduced me to him, what was his name?
Ari. I still follow him. I like that.
Ari. Yeah. So Ari, I'm like, Ari, can you help me with this? This is kind of all your fault in a way. I didn't really say it, but I was thinking it. And by the way, I'm like in the middle of the woods, like this whole time. I'm on a camping trip and I barely even have service. So I'm getting like messages here and there. My assistant, Joanna, agreed to pay like an extra fee just because Jason wanted it. Jason was like, pay me this much and I'll give it to you. And I was like, Joanna, don't agree to that shit. Like we're getting this back. And so Ari goes, he has like a knee, right after knee surgery, he goes on crutches to meet this 7-foot dude. He gets all the chlorine, puts it in a U-Haul truck, packs it up for me. But yeah, some people you just can't trust. We ended up getting it back. We sold all of it for a profit, but that was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, that's a funny story. How do we even get to this? I don't remember.
We were talking about chlorine.
Avery, I'm impressed. You sent an army after him on social media, and people were like really trying to help you. Like that was impressive.
Yeah, well, actually, like let's go back there. The reason why he got notified was his basketball coach was tagged, and so his basketball coach was getting all these notifications. Called him, and then he called me from like his grandma's phone. He's like, "Yo, dude, what's going on? I heard you were talking shit." He's like, "You called me Sasquatch? What'd you say?" And I'm just like, "I called you Sasquatch once, but that's because you stole my inventory." Like.
but
But yeah, good times. Definitely. For that, what's your like, if you think people should learn one thing from my Miami Sellers Conference, what would be the takeaway?
From this last year.
Yeah.
I mean, my answer is always going to be the same. It's just like network is key. Your network is key. Like if you have people in your network that you can trust, that you can do business with, that you can learn from, like it's game over. And every year my network grows, so
And
that's why I do
it
these
gets
events.
harder to start, but much easier to grow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. People know you. They give good word on you,
Right.
there.
What about you, Taylor?
biggest takeaway, biggest lesson learned from this year.
Well, Taylor was running around the wharf drunk. Like, what was your biggest takeaway? He was recording everyone's.
Well, I got like 15 minutes of interviews, but
You gotta post it on YouTube. That would be sick.
some of the stuff I was saying, I don't know if I want to post on YouTube, but no, I would. Yeah, I feel like it's a time where everyone can come together and hang out. It was funny actually. I asked my brothers. My brother doesn't sell on Amazon, and I asked, and he came, and it was funny. It was like two worlds, merged together because he had never, came to an event, and I asked him what he thought, and he was really impressed. He's like, honestly, like I never expected business-minded people that are so competitive to come together and be so helpful. That's what he said. He's like, it's really cool that you guys have such a tight-knit community. So. Same thing, man. Community, it's awesome, and to see it keep growing, it's cool, and I'm excited to see how big we can get it, and it's fun. I love having fun, man.
That was my next question. What do you think the potential is? Where do you see it in, call it, 5 years? How big realistically do you actually think you can get it?
I think in 5 years we could have 1,000 plus, which would be insane.
That's like probably multiple speakers at a time and stuff, I would say.
Yeah, well, the logistics at that point would be insane, but maybe not even multiple speakers at a time. I like having ClickFunnels they have that huge room.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They keep it one speaker. I think we could keep it one speaker, but just the logistics, like we'd have to have probably multiple event managers. It would get pretty crazy.
Would you guys ever?
Hard enough.
What's up?
Finding one Kate was hard enough. Multiple
Yeah.
Kate the goat comes with everything.
Shout out Kate Humphreys.
Yeah, shout out Kate. Everyone go follow Kate. What's that? Kate Commerce, Kate E-commerce, something like that.
E-commerce or something.
Yeah. Would you guys ever consider selling virtual passes or virtual tickets, or selling?
Yeah, we have, but that would just add like a whole layer of complexity. We might do it next year because a lot of people are requesting that this year. We thought about doing it the first year, but it's just like we almost need like a whole separate camera guy for that, and like somebody managing the stream and making sure it's good. But we could definitely do it. But that we'll probably do it next year.
What do you guys think in terms, if we did get to 1,000 or 500 next year, 1,000 the next, do you guys think that it would be good to focus all arbitrage and strictly Amazon selling? Do you think it'd be good to go outwards into entrepreneurship, like event, you know what I'm saying? What do you think?
I like the Amazon focus.
But I think
the
big second thing that, like, the big elephant in the room, not elephant in the room, but the big second like passion for people is social media. So I feel like if we get like a Gary V in there, I literally think we can get Gary V one of these years. I feel like people would love that because he's like part of the flip culture, and he's also social media. Like everybody there would love a Gary.
We should have done it. We should do a thing where we make everyone take a selfie of themselves, like or a video talking to the camera. It'd be so hard for people, but it'd be and not make them post it, obviously, but whatever. Just see how hard it is, and then how easy it actually is to do.
Yeah.
You know, do next year, like during one of our, like the intro or the exit, Avery, we should have everyone in the audience pull out their phone and like tag Gary V on their story.
Yeah. That's what I thought Miles was about to say, but yeah. I think
we do that, like that'll get his attention, and who knows, maybe we have him in 2 years.
I was thinking we should have done one big video, like we want Gary V, and then tag him.
You have the connect. Reezy has the link. We can just use him.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it's only like one step. It's only like one person away. Like he's like the connect to the goat. So I think it's very possible in the next couple years. We're gonna try to get him this next year. We'll see.
Yeah, amazing, man.
I mean, that would instantly blow it up in
Yeah,
terms of.
we would do it. We'd have to do 500 plus if we get Gary Vee.
That would be easy.
Just to budget his speaking fee.
Right. It'd probably be like 100K for like an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I don't know, that'd be tough. Yeah, you'd
He
have
might cut us a deal though, because like Reezy,
Yeah.
like he knows the space. I think he definitely knows of Amazon Lit. He knows Watch Me Amazon. Watch Me Amazon would come if he came. Watch Me Amazon was supposed to come the last couple of years, and he still says he wants to come one of these days. But I don't think he gets off really on like the whole speaking in front of tons of people.
Yeah, I completely get it. Yeah, hopefully he does. I would love to link with him for sure.
Yeah.
Right there and everything. I think my biggest takeaway was just how like a lot of the guys, like they stopped talking about, like no one was speaking tactically about stuff. You know what I mean? It's all like who you know, who helps you, whether that be like in-house VAs, employees, shit like that, or like the other people, you know. And like that's by far the biggest difference in who's on stage versus who's watching is what people they know. The average person in the audience has not no one, but like very few people they can go talk to. We all have hundreds of people we can go talk to because we picked up the camera and everything. And like, you know, it's completely permissionless too. Like you can choose to do that whenever you want. It's just really hard for people to get started with, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think most people have at least one or two people that they kind of, brainstorm with.
What would they? Oh, you'd be surprised, man.
Dude, like the very first event, like the only reason why I'm so gung ho over these events is I went to Turn the Page where I met Reezy and Caleb Roth, the book flipper, years ago. I fucking knew no one, dude, at all. But Caleb would answer my messages and stuff like on Facebook. I abused the fuck out of access to him via Facebook.
Yeah. But and it paid off. I mean, significantly.
Yeah, we've all been there. Yeah. Like anyone, because like people, like if I see people consistently showing up in my stuff, like I'm like, damn, like that dude's consistent. Like he's gonna do something someday.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're very rarely wrong. Everyone that was around 2 years ago that's still in it is doing good stuff. Pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
You know,
and
there's
for like all the younger people out there, it's like seeing somebody who's like a millionaire or at least selling 7 figures on Amazon look at you with like a twinkle in their eye of like, you're going to be okay. Like you're going to make it. Like that is so valuable. And that's like what I had from like Reezy and Caleb way back in the day, them looking at me and being like, dude, you're going to be okay. Like you're going to make it. And like, not even realizing that like, this is a huge opportunity. Like people are actually making money doing this shit. That was like my revelation. It's like, wow, like there's people actually doing this, and having somebody like that level look at you and say like, you'll be okay. That's huge.
And the bar is so low to get that. Just fucking post for 100 days in a row and show your face. Like, and it's like, it's crazy. Like just do stuff, man. Just do stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell when people are like actually trying versus when they're kind of fake trying.
Yeah, and it's mostly the accountability,
they talk and
the way
and
they talk,
everything.
the questions they ask, the accountability of having your name on it, your face on it. You know, that's part of it. That's not like a huge, but there's a bunch of anonymous guys that do great, but like it's just much easier if you're willing to show your face.
Miles loves the anonymous people on social media that have some sort of random profile picture.
Yeah, they're like talking about meet people. No wonder you can't. Like you're not doing like look at what other people that are doing that are winning and do that.
Yeah.
I hope OA Troll saw our conference this year.
Nah, he's washed. I think he's the new who's the new one on Twitter?
He got a 9 to 5.
Who's the new one on Twitter that keeps following us commenting? Biz Tank.
Did he make a post after this most recent event?
No, he hasn't posted, I think, in a while.
He ran out of stuff to troll us on every.
Well, there was a new one, similar concept that came up on Twitter. He
talked about how outrageous he was. Like, this is the most outrageous event. It's the most expensive weekend of your life. We raised our prices. We made the event like 10 times better. And yeah, so I feel like it was like the biggest, like, and we had way more people show up,
You When you got speakers on board, did you give them any sort of like parameters in which to talk about? You just kind of gave them free reign.
So the first year I was more strict, made sure I looked at everyone's PowerPoints
Yeah.
beforehand, except for I was nervous. It didn't go well when people didn't have PowerPoints the first year. If you guys remember, there was
Yeah.
A couple, yeah.
and then the second year, as there's more people, it kind of filters out the speakers fucking around because they know they're going to be in front of 100 people or 100
Yeah, it's
people.
personal brand on the line.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
This year I did very little anything. I said just bring a PowerPoint, but I knew all the speakers were well versed on social media, or
True.
Billy, Michaela, and there's a few others that I didn't know if they would deliver,
But
but
if you see how someone does in business, they're gonna give a shit, and and
Yeah.
everyone brought it. Everyone brought it.
yeah, every single talk was really good. So it just natural at this point, it's you're gonna be in front of 160 people. I told you have 15 to 20 minutes. Let's honor that and go.
Would you ever give guidelines to kind of to make sure the speakers and presentations are diversified? It's
Yeah,
someone talking about
I've thought about that. And we might do a little bit more of that because there was a little bit of redundancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think next year we might implement some of that to where I'm I want you to talk about this and I want this speaker to talk about this. That way, the information of the day kind of builds. So we might do Scout IQ. They did start up, scale up, step back. So there's 3 segments of the day. And we might do something like that in future years.
The one thing I slightly felt bad, I don't know if it was necessarily a big deal, but majority of the speakers kind of cracked a joke about how their presentation was built 2 hours ago when they were drunk. And I was
Yeah.
I mean, from someone who paid to come listen to some of these people, I was that's not necessarily the best.
I think they said that to take the pressure off themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it was good banter,
think
but it's I could see how someone would be all right, well, I came here.
No. If you want structure and bullshit, go get a job. We're there to have fun. It's unbelievably more fun when you can,
Yeah. If they had a talk like one of the speakers had the first year, then I would be disappointed. But everybody had I was really
Yeah. I agree.
You can say one thing, but if you ace the test, you're worse.
That's
what I mean.
That's the way I see it on there. Okay, so what's it? MiamiSellersConference.com.
Yep.
You get info. Tentative month for next year.
I'm thinking January. Me and Taylor need to talk about a date.
Yeah, that's cool. February is great too.
I think the winter is definitely the time to be in Miami.
Yeah, January, February. Taylor and I can talk about a date after this call.
Not boat show weekend.
There's always something going on. I'm telling you. We got New Year's. We got ASD. I don't know. There's so many different holidays.
Sure. Yeah, ASD is true. Yeah. Well. Yeah, ASD in August is gonna be awesome. We're gonna do a recap episode, I think, with Corey on that. And everything.
Check out this box I got. So my friend made this company. It's called the Unlock Box, and you put your phone in it, and it locks your phone in for a few hours. I tried it for the first time today, and I didn't know how to fucking open it back up.
Wait, so you literally can't open it up even if you want to?
No, it locks it. But you can easily break it, and they'll give you a new one for free if you break it. It's plastic, so.
Oh my gosh.
Check that out. Amazon private label product idea, I guess.
So I don't think it's on Amazon yet, so somebody could steal it.
What's the intention? When you want to take a phone break and go
when you
and
want to do work, yeah.
Yeah, when you want to get stuff done and you keep checking your phone.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So yeah, everyone check out the site. Links below. Gentlemen, great.
Oh, there's this little thing you can so you can answer phone calls. Look at that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. But you don't know who it's from.
Do you? Is that enough? I guess you don't know, unless you kind of look up. You can look up into it.
Yeah, cool. All right, check out the Miami Sellers Conference. We'll be there next year. Thanks to everyone who came too. It's fucking awesome meeting all you guys. So many Buy Box Bandits listeners. Get a free trial of Seller Amp if you haven't already. See you guys in the next one, everyone.